in the country, in a leaky old barn, lived a donkey called Des, who could spin a good yarn. Each night, without fail, whatever the weather, all of the farmyard would gather together. Then Des read from his diary of his travels abroad. The animals loved it. They never got bored, for he told them great tales of faraway seas, where he'd battled with monsters and sunk them with ease. How he'd lived on volcanoes all covered in snow, and you never knew when your volcano might blow. He traveled the jungles and all types of land, from ice-covered plains to burning hot sand. Yes, he'd been round the world and had plenty to tell. He'd been there, he'd seen it, and had the T-shirt as well. Or so they all thought. Until one night in May, when Des was delayed by a cart full of hay. His friends had no patience, so they reached for his shelves and opened his diaries to read for themselves. As they flicked through the pages, all their hearts sank. There were one or two scribbles, but most days were blank. When Des reached the barn, he froze at the door. Now everyone knew that his life was a bore. And all of those tales of his travels abroad were completely made up. Yes, Des was a fraud. He turned away quickly. The shame was too great. His friends saw him run as Des made for the gate. A bloodhound called Ben began wagging his tail. "Stay behind me. I'll follow his trail." So all of the animals took up the chase, right through the farm at a frightening pace. They chased over hedges and through woodlands of pine. This madness went on till 9:15. Then, quite out of breath, Des collapsed on the ground. And those he'd deceived all gathered around. "What will they do?" thought Des in despair. "Now they know I've never explored anywhere." The cow stepped forward. Des lowered his eyes, but the words that she spoke were a welcome surprise. "We love you to bits, Des. You're one of the best. There was no need to lie, to leave us impressed. We all love your stories, made up or true. So please don't run off, as there's no one like you." The rest of the group all nodded their heads and asked for a story before they went to their beds. "Thank you," said Des. "I meant you no harm. I got carried away. Let's return to the farm." So later that evening, Des stood tall and proud and made up a story for the gathering crowd. And when they had gone, he settled down in his hay. How foolish he'd been to have acted that way. Then he reached for his diary. He had something to write. For all things considered, it had been quite a night.